Before your feet hit the ground in the morning, before the world has a chance to tell you who you are, you better tell yourself who you are. Every single day, life is waiting to take orders. The question is, are you giving any? Because if you don't speak into your day, your doubt will, your fear will, your past will. You must take control of your mornings because your morning mindset sets the tone for your destiny. I'm not talking about hype. I'm not talking about wishful thinking. I'm talking about declarations, statements of truth that align your mind, your spirit, and your decisions with your vision. Every morning you must speak 5 lines to yourself, not because everything is perfect, but because you're being perfected. Not because your bank account is full, but because your future is. Not because you feel strong, but because you were created to be. Your words shape your world. You can't speak defeat and expect victory. You can't speak fear and walk in faith. You must declare what you believe before you see it. That's called faith. That's called spiritual authority. That's called owning your identity, even when your environment doesn't agree with it. Yet, and I get it, some mornings are hard. You wake up heavy, you wake up tired, you wake up wondering if anything is really changing. But listen to me. Discipline is more powerful than feeling. You don't speak these 5 lines because you feel like it. You speak them because they are true. And truth doesn't bend to emotion. Truth bends emotion to it. So what are the 5 lines? Speak these every morning with conviction, not confusion. I am chosen for greatness. I have everything I need to succeed today. My past is not stronger than my future. I walk in purpose, power, and peace. I am becoming everything God designed me to be. Say it again, louder. Say it until your doubt gets tired. Say it until your faith gets louder than your fear. Say it until your mind starts obeying your mission. Repetition is how truth becomes reality. And when you speak these 5 lines, you're not just motivating yourself, you're moving spiritual authority into motion. You are not waiting for a breakthrough, you are the breakthrough. You're not hoping for strength, you're speaking it into existence. You're not begging for permission, you're walking in your purpose. Don't you dare let a day start without setting it straight. Speak to your situation, speak to your potential, speak to your God-given assignment. This is not just about positivity. This is about dominion. And the first place you must exercise dominion is your own mouth. Because if you don't say it, you'll never see it. And if you don't speak it, you'll start to sink in what everyone else speaks over you. Every morning, speak 5 lines. Watch your mindset shift. Watch your confidence rise. Watch heaven respond to your faith and the earth align with your words. Speak life, speak truth, speak destiny, and then go live it. Your words shape your world, not just in theory, not just in poetry, but in reality. The world you live in is a reflection of the words you've believed and the words you've spoken. Every sentence you say is a seed you sow into your mindset, into your environment, into your future. You can't speak weakness and expect strength to grow. You can't speak lack and expect abundance to show up. Words are not noise. They are instructions to your life. When you speak something consistently, your mind starts to adjust to it. Your habits begin to align with it. Your body responds to it. Your decisions begin to flow from it. If you constantly say, I'm tired, your energy will follow. If you constantly say, I'm broke, your creativity will shut down. But if you declare, I am strong, I am equipped, I am favored, then your actions, thoughts, and outcomes begin to align with that. Not because it's magic, but because it's mental authority. Your words become your lens, and you can't see opportunities through a broken lens of negativity. People think the power is in circumstances, but it's not. It's in the confession. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. So if you keep rehearsing pain, you prolong the healing. If you keep repeating doubt, you reinforce fear. But when you start speaking life, your environment has no choice but to respond to it. Your words set the atmosphere before your work even begins. Speak like your future depends on it, because it does. Speak like your legacy is listening. because it is. Your words are not just tools, they are builders. Build a life that your faith can stand in. Build a world that your vision can walk through. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you declare. Speak with purpose, speak with precision, speak with power, because your world is shaped by what you say. Self-talk builds or breaks you. It's not the noise around you that determines your direction. It's the voice within you. The loudest and most consistent voice you'll ever hear in your life is your own. And if that voice is full of criticism, doubt, and fear, then no external encouragement will ever be enough. But if that voice is full of faith, conviction, and vision, then no external resistance will ever be too much. Every day you are either reinforcing your strength or reinforcing your weakness with the words you say to yourself. If you keep telling yourself you're not enough, eventually you'll start living like it. If you keep calling yourself lazy, failure, or unqualified, your mind will accept that identity, even if it's a lie. That inner dialogue becomes the script your life performs. You can't outrun your own narrative. But when you shift your self-talk, when you start speaking truth over your life, when you remind yourself that you are chosen, capable, called, and equipped, something changes. Your posture changes, your expectations change, your behavior follows suit, and it's not because life suddenly got easier, but because you started building your strength from the inside out. You began talking to yourself like someone worth fighting for. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about declaring that you're being perfected. It's about refusing to speak against yourself even in moments of struggle. It's about refusing to let fear be your inner coach. Because how you speak to yourself in private will always show up in how you show up in public. So if your life feels broken, check your self-talk. If your confidence is low, check your self-talk. If your purpose feels unclear, check your self-talk. You don't need to wait for someone else to encourage you. You have a voice, use it. Build yourself before the world has a chance to tear you down. Because your self-talk is not just conversation, it's construction. Build wisely. Affirmation is activation. It's not just a feel-good phrase or a trendy practice. It's a spiritual and psychological switch that turns potential into motion. When you affirm something, you're not just saying it, you're summoning it. You're reaching into your unseen reality and pulling it into your now. Affirmation is the language of faith. It is the act of agreeing with what you want to become true, even when your current circumstances scream the opposite. When you speak life over yourself, you're not lying to yourself. You're leading yourself. You're not ignoring your situation. You're refusing to let your situation define your identity. Affirmation is how you give your mind new instructions. It's how you tell your soul what to believe. It's how you shift from surviving to building, from reacting to creating, from hesitating to becoming. Every time you say, I am powerful, you're not just hoping to feel powerful, you're activating power. Every time you declare, I have what it takes, you're not trying to fake confidence. You're unlocking the boldness that was buried under fear. Affirmations aren't about pretending, they're about preparing your mind to think differently, preparing your emotions to align with truth, preparing your habits to rise to the level of your calling. And yes, you may feel silly at first. You may feel like nothing's changing. But keep speaking, keep affirming, keep declaring, because every word you repeat is laying a new track in your thinking. And once that new mental track is established, your actions follow automatically. Affirmation begins the transformation before the evidence ever shows up. Don't wait until you feel ready. Speak until you become ready. Don't wait until you see results. Speak until your words produce results. The more you affirm, the more you activate. The more you activate, the more you elevate. And when you elevate your language, you elevate your life. Affirmation is not fluff, it's fuel. Use it, speak it, activate the power that's already inside you. Discipline over feelings is the difference between those who dream and those who do. If you only move when you feel like it, you'll never move far. Feelings are inconsistent, unpredictable, and often driven by fear, fatigue, or comfort. But discipline, that's commitment in motion. Discipline says, I choose to do what needs to be done, even when my emotions tell me otherwise. There will be mornings you don't feel like speaking life. There will be days you don't feel like believing in your calling. Your emotions will tell you to stay quiet, stay small, stay safe. But discipline tells you to rise, speak, and act. Because the truth of your purpose is greater than the weight of your feelings. You don't declare 5 powerful lines over your life every morning because it always feels good. You do it because it's necessary. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel, it asks who you are becoming. And becoming anything great requires consistency in the face of emotional resistance. Feelings will fluctuate, but discipline builds foundation. Discipline trains your spirit to lead instead of letting your flesh make all the decisions. That's why the most powerful people in any area of life don't wait to be inspired. They live by principles, not moods. Think of it like working out. You don't build muscle because you feel like going to the gym. You build it because you keep showing up, regardless of how you feel. Speaking truth over your life is no different. It's a mental and spiritual workout. It's repetition under pressure. And over time, it produces internal strength that external situations can't shake. So when your alarm goes off and your mind tells you, what's the point? That's the exact moment to open your mouth and speak. When doubt shows up louder than your confidence, that's the moment to declare your worth. Discipline is your weapon. Use it. Because the gap between your current life and your future vision will never be bridged by feelings. It will only be crossed by disciplined action, one declaration at a time. Repetition breeds transformation. It's not what you do once that changes your life. It's what you do consistently. The power is in the pattern. Saying something one time might inspire you, but saying it every day will reprogram you. Repetition is how beliefs are formed, and belief is the fuel of behavior. When you say the same empowering truth over and over again, you're not just remembering it, you're becoming it. Your mind is like soil. Whatever you plant repeatedly will take root. If you plant fear every day, fear grows. If you plant doubt, doubt multiplies. But if you plant truth day after day, line after line, that truth becomes a tree you can stand on. It becomes part of your identity, part of your decision making, part of how you show up in the world. It's not about hype, it's about programming. You are either programming yourself for purpose or defaulting to survival. This is why daily declarations matter, not because you need to hear something new, but because you need to hear the right thing enough. Repetition makes truth stick. It makes vision familiar. It rewires the way you think and eventually how you act. You'll stop questioning your worth and start walking in it. You'll stop reacting emotionally and start responding intentionally, not because the world changed, but because you did. Don't underestimate the power of saying the same 5 lines every morning. It may feel small in the moment, but repetition turns those lines into a new language. And when your language changes, your identity shifts. And when your identity shifts, your reality follows. Change doesn't come from what you know, it comes from what you repeat. Say it again, and again, and again. Until your inner dialogue reflects your destiny, not your doubts. Until your daily speech aligns with your spiritual authority. Repetition isn't boring, it's transformational. It's how champions are built. It's how legacies are written. Keep speaking, keep sowing. Transformation is coming. Speak from vision, not circumstance. If you only speak what you see, you'll stay stuck in what is. But when you speak from vision, you begin to move toward what can be. Circumstances are temporary. Vision is eternal. Your present condition does not define your future position unless you give it that power with your words. Too many people speak from the pain they feel instead of the promise they carry. They echo their problems instead of declaring their purpose. They describe the storm instead of commanding the sea. But vision doesn't speak based on what's visible. It speaks based on what's possible. Vision says, I may not be there yet, but I'm on my way. Vision says, I don't need proof to prophecy. I don't need evidence to speak excellence. I speak it because I believe it. When you speak from vision, you're agreeing with your future, not your frustration. You're aligning your mouth with your mission, not your moment. That's why you must be careful what you allow yourself to say when things aren't going right. Because your words can either anchor you to the past or launch you into your next level. Vision is forward, circumstances are current. Speak what's ahead, not just what's happening now. Speaking from vision doesn't mean you ignore reality. It means you refuse to be limited by it. You acknowledge your circumstances, but you don't submit to them. You speak healing while you're still hurting. You speak overflow while your account is still low. You speak clarity while the fog is still settling. Why? Because that's what faith does. Faith gives voice to what hasn't happened yet, but is already written in your purpose. Don't let your mouth be a mirror. Let it be a map. Don't just reflect your surroundings. Direct your future. Speak life from the place you're going. Declare truth from the place you're becoming. Because the world around you will try to convince you to settle, to shrink, to stay. But when you speak from vision, you remind everything around you that your future has already been decided. You're just catching up to it with your words. So hear me now. Every morning you wake up, you have a choice. You can let the world speak to you, or you can rise and speak to yourself. You can let your feelings dictate your direction, or you can let your declarations define your future. This isn't about routine. It's about reprogramming. It's about training your mind, your spirit, and your words to align with the life you're called to live, not the life you've been surviving. 5 lines, spoken with faith, spoken with fire, spoken with the authority of someone who knows they were made for more, because you were. And the transformation doesn't begin when circumstances change. It begins when your confession changes. Speak it before you see it. Say it until you believe it. Your words are shaping your world. Your self-talk is building your strength. Your affirmations are activating your identity. Your discipline is outlasting your doubt. Your repetition is transforming your reality. And your vision is speaking louder than your current situation. So tomorrow morning when you rise, don't just wake up. Show up. Speak those 5 lines. Stand in your authority. Declare your direction. And watch what happens when your voice aligns with your vision. You are not waiting for power. You are walking in it. Now go speak like it. Live like it. And lead like it.